If they trade anyone on the team, it should be Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is clearly the highest paid player on the team. Not even close. Right now. His cap hit this year is $28 million. More than that. It's almost 10% of the Niners cap. Highest paid player just in terms of cap hits this year. Trent Williams 1, Deebo Samuel 2. It was Armstead, but the Niners took a real hard stance with him and said, you're too expensive. You got to go. You don't play enough, yada, yada, yada. Well, Deebo Samuel's right in that boat. He's just a couple years younger, 2 years younger. But he's just as expensive, gets hurt just as much. He doesn't have chronic injuries, but it's always something. And next year, the 49ers can trade him and create a bunch of cap space. Won't hurt to trade him next year. I think trading Deebo Samuel next year is the move for the 49ers. They don't really need him anymore. He's a luxury. He's a luxury. He's not a number one wide receiver. He's not really a big part of their running game anymore. He's a good number 2 wide receiver for sure. He's a really good number 2 wide receiver, but you can't pay him this much money. He's paid to be not just a number 1 wide receiver, but a big part of the running game as well. And he's getting worse. He was frankly terrible in the Super Bowl. And it's going to be hard to forget that. Of all the 49ers weapons, was he the worst? I mean, they all were bad. Kittle was non-existent. Christian McCaffrey got every opportunity and did very little with it. And Deebo Samuel got every opportunity and couldn't catch the ball, couldn't get open. I don't see what they're holding on to here. He's not part of the future core. He was a great weapon when he was younger. He was a great gadget player when the rest of the league didn't really know what to make of him. I think people have kind of caught up to the way the Niners use him. I think they've seen all of their little trick plays for Deebo Samuel. They understand that he can't beat man-to-man coverage at all. And I think he's sort of overstayed his welcome here. What do you guys think? Once the 49ers starts, I mean, I'll put it this way. They can overspend. They can overpay Deebo Samuel one more time. Because as long as they're paying essentially nothing for their quarterbacks, do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Just pretend you're spending that money on the quarterback spot. But once you make Brock Purdy the highest paid quarterback in the league, right? He's going to get 55 something million like that. You can't justify Deebo Samuel on your team anymore. You can't. You absolutely can justify Trent Williams on your team. You don't get rid of your Hall of Fame left tackle because you're paying your quarterback. You need both. You can justify having Brandon Ayuk on the team. You don't get rid of your number 1 wide receiver, legit number 1, when you pay your quarterback, if you can help it. But the $28 million gadget player, next year he'll be making 24. Be the last year of his contract. They could keep him, although he'll be 30 at the end of next season. Or they could trade him a year too early, as Bill Walsh would have done. I think that's what they should do. I'm not sure it's what they will do because Deebo Samuel and Kyle Shanahan are friends. They're BFFs. And it's hard to release a BFF because that's for life. Forever. But once the Niners start actually paying Brock Purdy, they have to be much more prudent with their roster. Having the highest paid fullback, not anymore. Having the highest paid gadget player, not anymore. Having the highest paid running back, not anymore. And we'll talk about McCaffrey in a minute. But these types of investments are investments teams make when you're not investing in the quarterback. Fine. You don't have the franchise guy. You're not paying for the franchise guy. Go crazy. Sign whatever. But that's not going to be the Niners in a year. So this is the last season of outrageous, irresponsible spending. Fine. Deebo's got to go next year unless he agrees to a massive pay cut, which he won't. So enjoy the Deebo Samuel experience. If you have a Deebo Samuel jersey, maybe sell it now. He's not going to be in this team that much longer, or he shouldn't be.